Welcome to my channel, Dream, where we discuss issues that face the Black American community today. So, I looked it up. The date that, or the year that slavery ended was 1865. All right. So, 100 years after that, during that 100 years, African Americans dealt with Jim Crow laws. Jim Crow laws were so-called abolished in 1965. My parents were born in 1963. Now, how does everybody else that comes to America seem to believe that African Americans should be in a way better situation and they should not be suffering the type of psychological issues and damage that they suffer when 100 years after slavery, we dealt with Jim Crow laws. And like I said, it has not been 70 years since those laws were abolished. Black people have not ever really been given a chance to actually heal or reestablish themselves since all of the bullshit been going on. So all of the people that have opinions about the state of the black man, I think you need to learn how to read in between the lines, and then you can understand. Things like this take time to heal from, and especially when you're not getting that much assistance that you're supposed to get, all right? And when I say time, I'm not talking about no 65 or 60 years worth of time, because that's how long it's been since the Jim Crow laws were abolished. It haven't even been a decade yet. And you mean to tell me that the systematic racism that was put into effect all the way up until then regarding Jim Crow laws and all that stuff were actually abolished? No, there's no way. Because if we still got people in our family that was living during those days, then we still have people that exist that think the same way that my people was being treated back in those days. Okay? So that ain't my problem. I can't control what's in somebody's heart. You know what I mean? But I know that that is not right. I know that it's wrong. And also, you know, the fact that we have other people coming to our country or our land having opinions about our struggle and our history and our experience. You know, I don't understand that, you know. I really don't. I don't really have an opinion about no one else's problems at all but my own, because I need to focus on my own problems before I can focus on anyone else's problems. And the black community problems are my problems, because I'm a Black American, and those problems affect me too, and people I know and people that I'm related to. All right, and it's been happening for a long time, and people come here that haven't experienced anything that we experience in regards to racism, right? And they thrive because they don't have the mental roadblocks that we have and the psychological trauma that we have. And in addition to that, I'd like to also say that I don't have a problem with any immigrant or anything like that, but I do have a problem with immigrants that come to America and pick up the damn racism that exists over here. And that's all I see. I see immigrants picking their racism up and treating black people the same way racist white people treat us, because they look down on us from all of the things that we went through in America. Slavery, being second-class citizens, being treated like trash, being an underdog. So they come over here and they look at us like we're nothing too. Yes, it's true, some of them. Some people look down on descendants of slaves because they feel like you weak and you ain't shit but a piece of trash. And that's how they look at you. And that shit is sad. But I'm hoping that African Americans can start waking up and getting themselves together and living life the way life is supposed to be lived. Because a lot of people from our community don't know how to live life because they never had a chance to live life the right way, because it was so hard in America, and the shit fucked they minds up so much You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. And no one understands. And no one really cares. And no one really listens when we call and cry out for help. They just tell us to shut up and stop complaining. And that slavery been ended a long time ago. But slavery ain't the only thing that affected our community. That's just one big part of the problem. The rest of the problem is racism. And to see black Americans walk around acting like they don't care about the state that we in, it just confuses me. But I understand why. Because they sleep. And that's exactly what they want. They want you to be asleep. And that's how I feel. You know, keep them asleep. They can't rise up. They can't complain about the problems. They can't say a word about nothing that happened to them. Let's give them a little bit, but don't give them much, just to keep their mouth shut. Nah, I see the problems that affect us from the past, and I see other people coming over here to this country, picking that shit up, and I am saying that needs to stop, because people need to understand that when you do something like that to a whole community or a whole race of people, all right, that shit causes trauma and other types of psychological damage. And then on top of that, you got other people moving to the country, picking up the same attitude, looking down on us, because the oppression and trouble that we face left us in a state where we have bad behavior and all types of things. And people just look down on us, and it's all crazy. And then you got these kids. You know what? Let me just stop right there. All right, for real.